Plant FAQs. Vinca minor. What is Vinca minor? Vinca minor, commonly known as lesser periwinkle or ground myrtle, is a fast-growing evergreen perennial plant native to Europe and Asia. It is often used as a ground cover due to its ability to spread quickly and its attractive, glossy green leaves and vibrant blue or purple flowers. Vinca minor thrives in partial to full shade and is known for being low maintenance, making it an ideal choice for areas where other plants may struggle to grow. How do Vinca minor spread? Vinca minor spreads primarily through its trailing stems, which root at the nodes when they make contact with the soil. These rooted sections develop into new plants, causing the plant to form a dense carpet over time. It can also spread through seed production, though this method is less common in cultivated landscapes. Regular trimming can help keep the plant from becoming invasive, but overall, Vinca minor is quite vigorous and can quickly fill in spaces with its lush growth. Is Vinca minor poisonous to dogs? Yes, Vinca minor can be toxic to dogs if ingested. The plant contains alkaloids that can cause symptoms like drooling, vomiting, and diarrhea in pets. It's always a good idea to keep an eye on your pets and prevent them from chewing on the plant to avoid any health risks. If you suspect your dog has eaten Vinca minor, it's important to contact your vet immediately. When to plant Vinca minor? The best time to plant Vinca minor is in early spring or fall, when the weather is mild. Planting during these seasons allows the roots to establish before the extreme heat of summer or the chill of winter sets in. Make sure the soil is well draining and the area receives partial to full shade, as Vinca minor thrives in these conditions. Do deer eat Vinca minor? Deer tend to avoid eating Vinca minor because of its strong aroma and leathery leaves. While it is not completely deer-resistant, it is generally less appealing to deer compared to other plants. This makes it a good choice for gardeners in areas where deer are common, although if food is scarce, deer may nibble on it. Vinca minor versus Vinca major? Vinca minor and Vinca major, commonly known as greater periwinkle, are often confused due to their similar appearance, but there are notable differences. Vinca minor is a smaller, slower-growing plant, usually reaching about 6 to 8 inches in height, while Vinca major can grow up to 12 inches tall. Vinca minor has smaller leaves and flowers, and is typically used as ground cover, whereas Vinca major is better suited for larger spaces or hanging baskets. Both plants are equally effective as ground covers, but differ in size and growth speed. Vinca minor versus creeping myrtle? Creeping myrtle is simply another name for Vinca minor, so there is no difference between the two. Both terms refer to the same plant, known for its ground-covering ability, glossy leaves, and blue or purple flowers. Therefore, whether you encounter the term Vinca minor or creeping myrtle, you're looking at the same plant. Vinca minor versus Pachysandra? Vinca minor and Pachysandra are both used as ground covers, but they have distinct differences. Vinca minor is an evergreen perennial that thrives in partial shade and has blue or purple flowers, while Pachysandra is a more shade-tolerant evergreen with glossy green leaves and white flowers. Vinca minor spreads quickly through its trailing stems, while Pachysandra forms a dense mat through its rhizomes. Vinca minor is more aggressive and can quickly take over areas, while Pachysandra is slower growing and more suitable for deeper shade. Vinca minor versus periwinkle? Periwinkle is a general name often used to refer to both Vinca minor and Vinca major. When someone refers to periwinkle, they may be talking about either of these two species, though Vinca minor is the smaller variety. So, essentially, there is no difference between Vinca minor and periwinkle if used in reference to the plant species name. Vinca minor versus creeping phlox? Creeping phlox, Phlox subulata, is another ground cover plant that shares some similarities with Vinca minor. Both plants are used for their vibrant spring flowers and ability to spread quickly. However, creeping phlox has a more upright growth habit and is typically found in a wider range of colors, including pink, white, and purple. In contrast, Vinca minor has a trailing growth habit and only produces blue or purple flowers. Creeping phlox prefers full sun, while Vinca minor grows best in partial shade. How to care for Vinca minor? Caring for Vinca minor is fairly easy. It requires moderate watering, especially during dry periods, but it is drought-tolerant once established. The plant thrives in well-draining soil and does best in partial to full shade. Regular trimming is advised to keep the plant from becoming invasive and to maintain a neat appearance. Vinca minor doesn't need much fertilization, but applying a balanced fertilizer in spring can promote healthy growth. How to propagate Vinca minor. Vinca minor can be propagated through cuttings or division. To propagate by cuttings, snip a healthy stem, remove the lower leaves, and place the cutting in water or a moist potting mix until roots form. For division, carefully dig up an established plant and separate the root clumps into smaller sections, replanting each in a new location. What to plant with Vinca minor. Vinca minor pairs well with other shade-loving plants, such as ferns, hostas, and astilbes. It also complements other ground covers like moss or pachysandra, and plants with contrasting colors or textures, such as coral bells, heuchera. Work well alongside Vinca minor in shaded garden beds. Can you grow Vinca minor indoors? While Vinca minor is typically an outdoor plant, it can be grown indoors in containers, provided it receives adequate sunlight or artificial lighting. It thrives in cool, well-lit areas and requires regular watering, but it will not perform as well indoors as it does outside in its preferred environment. Is Vinca minor toxic? Yes, Vinca minor is toxic if ingested by humans or animals. The plant contains alkaloids that can cause nausea, vomiting, and other symptoms if consumed in large quantities. It's essential to keep it out of reach of pets and children to prevent accidental poisoning. Benefits of Vinca minor. Vinca minor is widely appreciated for its aesthetic value as a low-maintenance ground cover. It is often used to prevent soil erosion, and its evergreen foliage provides year-round interest in gardens. Additionally, the plant's vibrant flowers add a pop of color to shaded areas, and it is relatively drought-tolerant once established. Common problems with Vinca minor. The most common issue with Vinca minor is its invasiveness. It can spread aggressively and take over garden spaces if not regularly controlled. Additionally, it may suffer from fungal diseases in overly damp conditions, leading to leaf spots or root rot. Keeping the plant in well-draining soil and pruning it regularly can help manage these issues. How to control Vinca minor spread. To control Vinca minor spread, prune the plant back regularly to prevent it from becoming too invasive. Installing a physical barrier, such as edging or a root barrier, around the plant can also help keep it contained. If Vinca minor starts spreading beyond its desired area, you can dig it up and remove the excess growth.